In this lesson, we are going to see a couple of techniques of how we can use with GenAI in .NET. The main idea will be around how we can, in example, access models, create chats, do vision activities, and more, and how we can use frameworks and tools like Semantic Kernel, Microsoft Extension for AI, Vector Database, and more in order to do this. So let's start. And we also have another scenario which is interesting, which is how about if we want to connect our data, our documents, our information, and be part of the model. So this is what is called RAG. This is a very important part, and we have several samples of this. But the whole idea is that, in example, this is a great sample where we start to use the couple of frameworks together to make this really, really powerful. Like in example, what we have here is we are going to use Microsoft extensions to Extension AI to generate the embeddings using a local model in Ollama. And then we are going to use Semantic Kernel because Semantic Kernel supports a set of vector databases, and we are going to use the in-memory. And the whole idea right now is that we are going to have a capability that is called semantic search. And the idea is that when you store this information in a vector database, then you can perform natural language queries there. Like in example, what we have here is we are going to ask for a collection of movies, and the movies are here in a factory, and we have a movie list that is going to return The Lion King, Inception, the Matrix collection. We also have Shrek, and each movie have these fields. They have a key, a year, category, title, and description. And because we are working with vectors, also the movie, when we see the movie, the class movie, we have these fields that they are decorated like a key or the data, or at the bottom we see that we have a vector property that is going to be the one that when we create the query and we create the question, that is going to be stored as a vector to perform this semantic search. So what we are going to do in this demo, in the first one in memory, is we are going to get the collection of movies, and then we are going to ask the model to use the local embeddings, the local model that we have here locally, to generate embedding. The embedding is a vector of numbers that is later is going to be used to compare and basically do the search. And then we are going to perform a query. And we are going to, once we have the query, which is a string, we are going to generate an embedding that represents the query. And then we are going to ask to the movie collection that we have in memory, give me 2 results that are basically associated to the query. So let's run this and let's take a look of what a couple of important steps here in the way. So we have here the console and we have the collection, and the first step in the collection is to generate embeddings. So what we are going to have here is a call to the local model that I have in Ollama, and we are going to have the vector. And as I said, the vector is a huge array that represents the information, the string information, but in the vector mode. And we are going to add this to the movie collection. So we have this, let's run this. It's a full 10 movies I think we have here for this. Once we have the query, once again, we are going to generate an embedding. And the query embedding is still a vector. We are going to define the options. Remember, we want 2 answers here. And then we are going to ask for the results. And the result is going to ask to the movie, which is the in-memory collection that we have. And let's show the answer. And the answer here is that for the question, the family movie, we have Shrek. We have that has a score of 0.48, so it's kind of 38%. And then we also have the Lion King with 33%, which is great. And this is a great way to see how we can perform these queries here in real time. But the other option, and this is interesting in semantic kernel, is that literally, if we change the vector store and instead of use memory, we can use products like Azure AI Search, or we can run Quadrant or Pinecone, we can run Quadrant locally in a Docker, and we use this, we are going to be able to persist this information. So the same samples that we have here, we have the same implementation, but using AI Search. And AI Search, what it's going to do is, once again, create the vector store, create the client, get the collection of the movies, get the embeddings for the movies, and then we are going to have a list of questions here. because we want to show how this works differently. So in example, the first question is going to be, show me a family-friendly movie that includes ogres and dragons, then movie released in the years between the years 99 and 2003, and then a question in Spanish. Remember that the powerful, we have the chance to work with multilinguals here. But what we can see here is once we create the client, which is in Azure, we can go to Azure here. I have here already open here. This is the AI search that we have. We see that we don't have any index created right now, but when we run our solution here, when we run our solution and we create the vector store and we create the collection and create the collection if it not exists, this is only going to happen the first time, then what we are going to do, we are going to start to see how this information is going to be stored in Azure. So right now, if I go back to Azure and I refresh the collections, we see that we have movies, still haven't refreshed in the portal the amount of documents that we have there. But if I go to see the fields, in example, I am going to see that we have here the key, the title, the year, the category, description, and more. And also, depending on our configuration, we see how we can retrieve those models, we can sort by this model, we can basically define the type of elements that we have and more. We can search for these ones and more, which is super important. So let's go back to our sample and let's run. All of the models should be already in Azure. So at a couple of seconds later, we can see also the information in Azure. If we search using a keyword, we are going to see that we have here, in example, the matrix reload, and we see that this has a generated sample key. We have the field that we already seen, and in the bottom, we have the vector, which is a very, very long array of numbers. So we have everything here, but let's go back to our code and let's start to see the question. So the first question is a family-friendly movie, and we only want to have one response here. So it's going to search and show, and we have here, yes, for a family-friendly movie that goes Ogre and Dragons, we have Shrek, which has a better score. As you can see here, depending on the type of embeddings and the embeddings that we are using, we are going to see different probability here. This is a value between 0 and 1, and it's going to help us to basically filter when we are doing semantic query. I only going to trust results that there are 60% or higher, or 90% or higher or more. But this is important here. Let's go for the second one, which is the second question is movies between the year 1999 and 2003. We have 3 movies here, and we have The Matrix, 99, 23, and 23. Oh, we have Shrek here also. Oh, perfect. So we have 1999 and 2003 and 2001, which is great. And the other metric is also here. And the last question was in Spanish. And a science fiction movie, and we get Inception, and we can see here that also science fiction movie, and the question was in Spanish. So we also have the power of multi-language here when we do RAG. RAG is a very, very powerful topic. We have tons of a scenario. Please take a look at in the next lessons when we talk about real implementation in RAG, where you can chat with your data and more, because right now there are so many things that we can do with RAG.